Welcome to the video. An individual moves very slowly when they are continually looking over their shoulder. To me, this is very important, especially now in the energetic shift that we're in. That sounds so banal, energetic shift. I mean, everything is changing, but what else am I going to say? There are frequencies that we're dealing with that are new that many people don't know what to do with. But today, I want to speak to you about looking over your shoulder. If you've been doing your work and you're here listening to me, and there's some kind of connection to my voice or the things that I'm saying, or perhaps the way that I'm saying it, I would love for you to take a moment and check in with the idea of whether or not you feel as though you need to protect yourself. And I mean doing energetic protections. Because once you reach a certain state of being, that is already built in. I know that a lot of people say protect yourself always, but I feel as though people are confusing physical protection with energetic protection, and that's causing more of a mismatch. Yeah, more of a mismatch of what's actually going on. But think about it this way. Energetically, if you have brought yourself to a point where you consider you consider that you are active in a higher vibrational context, protecting yourself can actually bring the opposite because you're paying attention to that need to be protected. This is what it means when I say it's time for us to be more responsible with how we use our energy. Now, I'm speaking about people that are not doing witchcraft and things like that. If you are, I'm not judging it, but I'm just saying there's a different group of people working with light and energy that need to take different precautions, let's say. I personally think it is very overlooked the fact that we do all this inner work and that we're putting all of this processing energy into our field, and then it gets cleared, transmuted, the alchemy, the transmutation. But then we still do all of these protection rituals and things like that. Now, if you are doing a ritual for other people, totally different story. I'm talking about walking around with just basic protections, like you need them, like you can't go out of your house without them. If you feel as though you can't leave your house without these things, stop and take a look at why that is. Is that something that you've programmed over everything that you're experiencing, or is this the truth? Do you have something going on that you actually need to take care of, but you're just masking it with this protect my energy thing? Now, I know it's important to protect our energy, but how you spend it is more of a protection than going out into a crowd. Now, this is assuming that you don't have people around that are trying to cause an issue for you. That is a totally different story. What I'm talking about is learning how to differentiate between the energy of the sun and how that's helping us and all of this other synthetic stuff that's coming up. Now, I don't necessarily think energy can be fully synthetic, but how it's being used with the intention behind how it's being made changes the area completely. Now, in a previous video, I was speaking about how difficult it is when the frequencies get really, really low or really, really high for different people. And that's what I'm talking about, because some of that is from the sun, the solar activity and all of that stuff. And some of it is just mess from all the electricity, all of the data centers. That's a big one. There's so many different things that just kind of muddy up the energy that can make it very difficult for a sensitive person to process. And if you're one of those people, you need to learn how to differentiate. Or rather, just know what it feels like when something is trying to draw you away from what you know as your true center, your true way of being, your operating frequency, if anything's taking you away from that, you need to take a hard look at it. Some of it you have to deal with. Some of it is from an oppressive force that is connected to society, just the way it's running right now. And I use that term oppressive force. I know that sounds all conspiracy like. It's not conspiracy like, it just is oppressive because of the grandness of it. And I don't mean grand in a good thing, not like grandparent. It's just the size of it. Now, if you're new to all of this, it's nice to wear protective jewelry. I wear things that could be perceived as protective jewelry just because I like the stones. I mean, wait. Yeah, here they are. I didn't put them on to be protecting my energy. Now, certain things are meant to deflect different things, but that's just because I want to mix it in a particular way. It's not because I don't want to deal with it. It's an experiment, if you will. An experiment in being human, being in this body. Something I want you to think about is what it's like if you're constantly looking over your shoulder. Like the first thing I said in this video, you cannot move in your life if you're constantly looking over your shoulder. This is why it's so hard to hold on to a false identity, especially now that we've moved into this higher realm of being. Now, regardless of what you think of yourself, everything's been moved up a couple of notches, and that's what I mean. But all of us on the ground doing our personal work, you know what I'm saying. If you are constantly feeling like you need to protect your energy, that means you're looking over your shoulder and you're not staying connected to your, I want to say 0 point, but I want to even that out a little bit. Your soul frequency, let's put it that way. The place that you make that change is 0 point, but I want you to differentiate between your whole system feeling good and feeling like it's ready to move on something, and you checking in with your inner being, your most subtle point. Eventually, they're just going to not be differentiated eventually. But if you're new to this path, or even if you're not new, you might still be differentiating those things. It's just something that you can look at so that you know the difference between when something is what you need to work on and when something is taking you away from your innermost subtle point of frequency, your soul's pathway, the vibration that you move upon. Another thing that you can check in with is that this is a state of resistance. You thinking you need to protect yourself all of the time is you being in a state of resistance. And someone that's sovereign is not in resistance. You cannot walk a truly sovereign path and be in a state of resistance. So here's what I think you should do about this. You know all of those things they say about romanticizing your life? What if you, because those are really cool, but there's still a vanity there or an identity feature that I want to kind of not be involved. So what if you did things that are very similar to those videos? They're fun. You should go watch them. But call it something more like authenticate your experience. So make everything perfect for you. Take the time to make things you do special for you. Take the time to have a cup of coffee and romanticize it a little. Think about something important. Make notes for the day. Plan a vacation, a trip. Plan something that you need that you've been putting off. Make it special. Choose the clothing you put on so that it feels good, not so that it looks good according to anybody else. However, add in so that it looks good. Take the time to find things that feel good to you and look good to you in a way that you feel special. Take the time to find new things for yourself. Allow yourself to be in spaces that cause your mind to wonder about how amazing the world is. Allow yourself to be in nature and make it special. Look at the trees, see what they're like. Check out what flowers are blooming, but make it special, not passive. That's one of the most important things you can do in this context. That's the romanticizing part of it. Now, the authentication part is that it speaks to you in a way that it doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't understand it. It speaks to you in a way that reminds you of the parts of you that you just love. Maybe it brings you to a space of wonder, a space of enchantment with our world, which is what I was getting at. Crossing romanticizing with authenticity, with wonder and enchantment. These things are being highly overlooked, and this will give you a way to feel like you don't need to be protected because you will be authenticating your own experience at every moment. It might take some time to get into. Um, okay, all of that being said, you do need to watch out for. I hate saying synthetic frequency, but that's a term that I've heard recently that's just kind of sticking. And it's all of those things that make you just, that jar your nervous system to a point where you can't immediately bring it back. Now, I know that people have different mental capabilities, which change what that means, but I'm talking about when things are really, really loud, or there's just a ton of electricity, or you're near a data center, or anything like that. Those things are changing how you are approaching your moment, the moment that you're in. Those you want to protect yourself. It's protection, deflection. It's really just knowing how to be with yourself over all the noise, which is what I've been getting at this whole time. So, what if we called it deflection or moving above the noise versus protection? Because that's basically what you're doing. Because it's not going to do anything to you except for make you feel bad. And the more time you spend feeling bad, the more difficult it is to, you know, undo or, I mean, actually, the way things are going, they're going so quickly. It's like it just disappears, but that's where I am. I don't know where everybody else is just yet. I am sure I will be told. All of this being said, I want you to understand that being a highly sensitive human on this planet at this time is difficult, but it's also very special. And if this video is supporting you in some way, please let me know, because there's so many different things that I can share. The reason that I'm so confident that we can all go through this in a way that actually helps our body and everything, organic frequencies are much stronger than anything synthetic, no matter what. So if we all could start bringing that knowledge in to the collective and allow more of us to kind of lift above the fray, it will be easier for more of us to come up and be able to assist people in navigating the next few years. Now, before I complete this little video on whether or not we need to protect ourselves, I want to tell you that we're setting ourselves up for the next, I've been saying a few months, but that keeps growing, growing, and growing. We know that it's the next 5 years, and some people even say 10. There's a squirrel getting very close to me. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have any food for you. I don't. No. I promise. Not even a grain. I'm sorry. No. No. Nobody. I don't have anything. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thanks for coming. You're so cute. Okay, so where was I? Sooner or later, I'll be doing these videos and I'll be able to ignore the animals. The birds came very close too. I know things have been difficult, but I also know that they've been very beautiful. And no matter what we do, these changes are going to continue. So if we can bring ourselves to navigate the situation that is upon us, just doing that helps everybody else around us. But that also puts us in the position to create new things. And this channel, being My Changing Reality, where I speak about art and consciousness and where the human is in between those two things, being creative is going to make a huge difference. So if you go through all this personal change and you're not sure what to do, try art. Try some kind of drawing. Just learn something. Be terrible at it. Try painting. Learn something. Be terrible at it. Try something that allows you to see the world in a new way. This will give you a pathway to your inner being that is much quicker and more palpable than a lot of the things that I've worked with. The other thing is I know you can do it, because if I can deal with this, you can too. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, remember, my name is Farron. I love you. Go live your life.